Good evening and welcome to RTV News tonight. We do hope you have yourselves a productive Thursday. Now here's a sneak peek of our edition. President Paul Kagame emphasized that cooperation between Europe and Africa should be founded on equal opportunities and deliver sustainable benefits for both continents. Through the Rwanda-Jordan Business Forum, both countries have committed to strengthening cooperation in investment and trade. We are grateful to have your company tonight, coming to you straight from the heart of Africa, Kigali, and my name is Martina Avera. Let us start off by informing you that President Paul Kagame emphasized the cooperation between Europe and Africa should be founded on equal opportunities and deliver sustainable benefits for both continents. He made these remarks during the Global Gateway Forum, a high-level meeting bringing together leaders from various sectors, private companies, and civil society organizations to discuss investment and partnerships between Europe and other regions of the world. President Paul Kagame also participated in the signing of several agreements between the European Union, the government of Rwanda, and the vaccine manufacturing company BioNTech. We have more.
Organized by the European Union, the forum is being held in Brussels, Belgium, from October 4th and is scheduled to conclude tomorrow on Friday.
The world is facing economic and political shifts.
President Kagame noted that the world is confronting significant economic and political shifts linked to globalization. He stressed that economic development and national security should not be treated separately and that the priority is to prevent exploitative arrangements while promoting inclusive, mutually beneficial partnerships.
We are here to discuss partnerships. However, the term seems to mean different things to people. For some, it's about giving instructions and setting conditions. For others, it means complying. Africa's experience shows that this approach does not deliver the transformation that we need. A good partnership does not create dependency. It creates value. If you want to work with Africa, a true and lasting partnership must be equal, with shared risk and reward. For Africa, the priorities are clear. We need infrastructure, technology, and industries to trade competitively. For Europe, the opportunity is equally evident. Africa offers a growing market, talent, and the natural resources essential for the green and digital transformation. Our interests are aligned, and this is the right time to turn them into sustained mutual growth.
The head of state also pointed out Rwanda's accomplishments in the health sector as an example of how effective and sustainable cooperation can address challenges and deliver tangible results.
There are already compelling examples on the continent. In Kigali, BioNTech's first end-to-end mRNA vaccine manufacturing facility in Africa is taking shape, supported by the European Union through the Team Europe initiative. This project is a milestone for regional vaccine production. It will reduce Africa's import dependency and strengthen our ability to respond to the future pandemics. This is a good example of a productive partnership.
In addition to heads of state and government, the Global Gateway Forum also included 150 major European companies, according to European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen. Following the forum, President Paul Kagame and Mrs. Ursula von der Leyen participated in the signing of two key agreements. The first agreement between Rwanda and the European Commission focuses on investment in the health sector and on integrating refugees into Rwanda's economic development programs. The second agreement supports Rwanda's ambition to become a hub for vaccine manufacturing and medical innovation in Africa. This agreement was signed by His Excellency President Paul Kagame, also by the European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, the BioNTech CEO Dr. Ugur Sahin, and the European Investment Bank President Nadia Calvino.
Through the Rwanda-Jordan Business Forum, both countries have committed to strengthening cooperation in investment and trade. Inora Gladys reports.
During the discussions held in Kigali, both sides focused on enhancing collaboration and promoting trade and investment between the two nations. They also explored opportunities in sectors such as technology, tourism, agriculture, mining, manufacturing and healthcare. Rwandan private sector chairperson expressed that this forum presents new and valuable business opportunities for them.
The presence of our two high-level delegations underscores the importance our nations place on private sector-led growth as a driver of prosperity. Rwanda continues to facilitate the doing business environment, and with our special economic zones and industrial parks, offer modern infrastructure and incentives for investors, combined with a strong governance and security, a strategic access to the East African community and commercial markets. Rwanda provides an ideal platform for Jordanian investors seeking expansion in Africa, and our local private sector is ready to partner in this potential expansion. This forum is more than an event. It is an opportunity to turn partnership into progress. Through the B2B and networking sessions,
the Chief Executive Officer of the Rwanda Development Board, Jingai Africa, explained that the discussions held during this forum provide strong prospects for fruitful trade cooperation between Rwanda and Jordan.
We have initiated discussions on the possibility of signing a preferential trade agreement between Rwanda and the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, and that would mean that we would liberalize much of our trade between Rwanda and Jordan, and liberalizing, removing tariffs would naturally make it easier to do business. But we went beyond this today. We also looked at the logistical requirements that would allow us to facilitate the flow of trade between Rwanda and the kingdom, given the upcoming Bugesera International Airport, so that by the time the airport is realized, then our business partners from Jordan would have familiarized themselves with our business environment, and that should facilitate a much easier transition.
The chairman of the Jordan Chamber of Industry, Fathi Al-Habil, noted that Rwanda's policies promoting ease of doing business gives confidence that this partnership will soon yield tangible results.
It is a promising market for Jordanian products, as well as to make trading between Rwanda and Jordan. The infrastructure of this country is encouraging the Jordanian investors and the Jordanian traders, as well as industrial people, to think about a new investment or to have their own investment in Rwanda. We have today noticed about the investment law, the investments or the incentives given to the trading, industry, services, agriculture. So from my point of view, I think it is promising, and we can do a lot, and we can start in the very near future.
During the forum, an MOU between the government of Rwanda, represented by the Ministry of Environment, and the government of the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, represented by the Ministry of Environment and Cooperation, in environmental protection, climate change.
Moving ahead, in Gakenye district, the UK Minister of State for International Development in Africa, Baroness Chapman of Darlington, visited the activities of a UK-funded project aimed at improving the quality of education and reintegrating children into school. The visit showcased the progress made after 1 year of implementation. Twizerimana Florence, 15 years old and in primary 5, said that when she returned to school, she had been out of school for 2 years because her parents could not provide the necessary learning materials. She is one of 8 children recently reintegrated into school at the Chirebe cluster of schools in Gakenye district through the Learning and Inclusion for Transformation project. The head of the cluster, Nsabimana Albert, stated that there is hope that the children will stay in school as the challenges related to learning materials are being addressed. The LIFT project, funded by the UK government, has been in operation for 1 year. During her visit, Baroness Chapman, who was appointed Minister of State in September 2025, expressed satisfaction with the progress and the expected outcomes of the project. Silas Vahigansenga, the project manager, indicated that over 5,000 children have already been reintegrated into schools across the 7 districts where the project operates.
Since schools reopened, we have been able to record a number of achievements, including returning back to school many children who had dropped out of school. And you might be aware that coming back to school is not just ticking the box that we saw these children now sitting in the class, but it's making sure that we are removing all the barriers that would stop them from, staying at school, perform, and then be able to thrive. So we are working hard not just to bring them, but also making sure that we are removing those barriers either from communities or even at school, so that those children are able to really stay and enjoy learnings at schools. Yeah, so apart from that, we have also been working very closely with Rwanda Basic Education in improving the CPD framework and then its implementation guidelines, which are also supporting the entire education actors to make sure that at school level, the teachers are really improving on the ways they are teaching, but also making sure that the knowledge they acquire is transferred to the learners, because those are the ultimate beneficiaries.
In addition to ensuring no child misses out on education, the Director General of the Rwanda Education Board, Dr. Mbarushimana Nelson, noted that the LIFT program also contributes to improving the quality of education, particularly in English language and mathematics in lower primary school levels.
What we ought to do is continue working with teachers to implement this project so that the goals I mentioned above, developing children's education, particularly in reading, counting, writing, English and mathematics, are achieved. This will ensure that they complete primary 3 with a solid understanding of these subjects, enabling them to progress successfully to primary 4. If children finish primary 3 without knowing how to count, struggling in mathematics, or lacking proficiency in English, which is the language of instruction, it becomes very difficult for them to continue to primary 4. These skills are basic elements of education, and without them, children would be at a significant disadvantage.
Currently, the LIFT project is planned to run for 5 years and will operate in 800 schools across the districts of Gakenye, Gasabo, Kirehe, Gisagara, Rusizi, Karongi, and Ngororero. At the General Assembly of the International Organization for Standardization held in Kigali this Thursday, ISO signed a landmark agreement with the African Organization for Standardization aimed at strengthening collaboration and promoting the use of standards across the African continent. The ISO General Assembly, the organization's highest decision-making body, convened in Kigali to discuss ways to enhance ISO's operations, review the use of its financial resources, and address key global standardization challenges. During the session, the two organizations signed the Kigali Agreement, a high-level framework designed to boost cooperation between ISO and ARSO and advance the harmonization of standards to facilitate trade within Africa's continental free market and beyond. Dr. Herzmojin Nsengimana, Secretary General of African Organization for Standardization, ARSO, explained that the agreement will help remove trade barriers by promoting mutual recognition of standards among African countries.
Gender equality, requirements for promotion, implementation and accountability, this is the name of the standards. The standards provides organization with a framework to address gender inequalities by assessing the implications of policies, programs and activities on both women and men. It promotes the integration of gender perspectives into decision-making, workplace practices, and corporate governance, ensuring that the concerns and experiences of women and men are given equal weight. The journey of standardization continued with the capacity development through trainings of organizations on the same standards, and thereafter the technical team was appointed to develop the certification scheme, which we are launching today. This scheme is a management system certification scheme, and it was developed in line with international standards requirements as per ISO IEC 17021 Part 1, conformity assessment requirements for bodies providing audit and certification of management systems.
Following the signing, Sergio Mujica, Secretary General of ISO, said the agreement marks a major step toward inclusive and seamless trade across Africa. He emphasized that it will help raise the continent's industrial and commercial competitiveness while positioning African products on the global market.
So tonight, it's a profound honor for us to be the recipient of a gold seal and a gold award for the Rwanda Standard 560-2023 related to gender equality promotion within Zipline. What we did in particular at Zipline, when the auditor visited us, they found an environment at Zipline both in Muhanga, Kayonza and in Kigali as the best workplace for both gender. In particular, I can mention a few of what we have done so far. There's a long list, but particularly what stood out was we give maternity leave of 6 months to women at Zipline, but in particular to the men as well. We thought about them. They get 3 months of paid leave to support their spouses and their partner in raising the children, to mention but a few. There are many, many other initiatives in creating a work environment that promotes the gender equality within Zipline. And this is the beginning. It's not the end, it's the journey. We are very proud of this achievement.
Moving ahead, senators have urged the Ministry of Infrastructure and the Rwanda Transport Development Agency to continue implementing strong measures to prevent road accidents that keep claiming citizens' lives. In discussions between the Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs, Cooperation and Security and these institutions, the Ministry of Infrastructure revealed that over the past 3 years, the number of fatal road accidents has decreased from 7.9% to 6.8%. However, the year 2024 recorded a high number of accidents with 751 incidents, while in 2025, up to the current period, 719 accidents have been reported. The Ministry of Infrastructure stated that among the 78 identified accident-prone areas across the country, 31 locations will be fixed by September 2028. Senators from the Committee on Foreign Affairs, Cooperation and Security commended the progress made but noted that it is still insufficient. The Ministry of Infrastructure added that in addition to the ongoing measures, there are projects aimed at further preventing accidents, and these include installing streetlights on all newly constructed roads and technology-based traffic signs that will help guide road users effectively. As part of his ongoing official visit to the Rwanda Defense Force, the Chief of Defense Forces of the Somali National Armed Forces, Major General Odawa Yusuf Rage, and his delegation today visited the RDF Command and Staff College in Nyakinama, Musanze District. Major General Odawa was warmly received by the commandant of the RDF Command and Staff College, Brigadier General Andrew Nyamvumba, along with members of the college staff. The delegation was given an overview of the institution, including its mission, training programs, and upcoming academic activities. During the visit, the CDF, SNAF also had the opportunity to meet and interact with Somali students currently enrolled at the RDF Command and Staff College. In a boost as part of efforts to bring infrastructure closer to citizens and promote international trade, the Ministry of Infrastructure announced that new asphalt road projects have begun, including roads announced connecting Rwanda with neighboring countries. This was highlighted during the official inauguration of over 150 kilometers of newly constructed asphalt roads across the country, including the Nyagatare-Rukomo Road, completed at a cost of over 200 billion Rwandan francs. We have more.
From Nyagatare, passing through areas such as Mimuri, Ngarama, Nyagahanga in Gatsibo, Chandaro and Ruvune to Rukomo in Gicumbi, there are 73 kilometers of asphalt road that have been in use for over a year. This road is one of those officially inaugurated by the Ministry of Infrastructure and its development partners. The road specifically connects the eastern and northern provinces. Residents who were promised this project by President Paul Kagame are now expressing appreciation for its realization. In addition to the Nyagatare-Rukomo Road, other roads inaugurated include Huye-Kitabi Road with 53 kilometers and Rubengera-Gisiza Road with 25 kilometers. These roads were constructed in collaboration with development partners, including the Arab Bank for Economic Development in Africa, BADEA. Abdullah Kali Al-Musaibe stated that Rwanda serves as a model for other countries in advancing infrastructure development.
The quality of the infrastructure that we have seen. I have been to Rwanda since 2015, and I have noticed the progress of the infrastructure that this country is developing. And we thank you for that, and it's a lesson learned for us. We are learning a lot that if you don't maintain your project, it will deteriorate and you will lose your money. But now we can see that you are on the right track, and many other countries in the Africa and other regions should learn from that.
The Ministry of Infrastructure emphasized that these roads constructions play a key role in implementing Vision 2050, the second national strategy for transformation, and Rwanda's transport policy. The Minister of State in the Ministry of Infrastructure, Jean de Dieu Uwihanganye, noted that similar projects are already underway, with more planned for the future.
In this part of this eastern province, I can speak about Byumba-Ngondore that is ongoing, Nyagatare-Rwemasha that is an ongoing road. In this eastern province, because that's where we also have the new Kigali International Airport. There are roads that are going to surround the new Kigali International Airport that's going to help people get to that area. We can talk from Masaka all the way to Kabukuba to the airport. We also have from the airport, the new airport in Bugesera to Nyamata. There is an ongoing road that is being constructed from Goma to Ramiro. It's about to be completed. In the south as well, in Nyaruguru, we have a road that goes to the Shiri border that has started. In this year, it's going to be tarmacked and upgraded as well. In the Western Province, there are plenty of projects out there. We can talk about the road that goes from Ngororero to Nyakinama. It's a road that is a presidential pledge and that is about to be built very soon. There is a road from Musanze passing by Kawahanga border all the way to Rubavu. And many of the other projects. So the government continues to invest in road infrastructure.
The inaugurated roads, valued at nearly 200 billion Rwandan francs, now benefit around 3 million residents in these districts. These roads are also expected to promote international trade between Rwanda and neighboring countries, including Uganda, Burundi, and the Democratic Republic of Congo.
In an effort to boost Rwanda's entrepreneurial ecosystem, the Ministry of Youth and Arts and its partners have certified over 90 young business owners from the Aguka Mentorship Program's second cohort, positioning them to contribute to Rwanda's goal of creating about 250,000 jobs a year. William Evans Mutawazi has the report.
These young entrepreneurs completed a one-year journey during which they gained practical knowledge and skills across various sectors through personalized mentorship, peer-to-peer exchanges, and hands-on business management training.
Mbere yuko tuza muri iyi gahunda ya Aguka program ya BPN, wasangaga dukora ibintu mu kavuyo.
Before joining BPN's Aguka program, we majorly operated without any structure. The first thing we learned was knowing our business model and ensuring it aligns with our market demands. We now offer high-quality services, and some of us are already scaling and creating more job opportunities. According to Business Professionals Network's country director, Alice Nkulikinga, these certified young entrepreneurs will now take on the role of mentoring other young entrepreneurs, which in the long run will positively impact how young people look at business in general.
What we also need in the country are role models. So if they go and they multiply and they are role models for others, then we take on new ones. There are many programs in the country. This is just one of them. Yeah, so basically what is important really and what we need to concentrate on is transformation that changes the mindset of those entrepreneurs, and not the numbers, how many trainings they got. At the end of the day, it's not relevant. What is important is who have they become within this 1 year where they have been supported. For us as well, it's very pleasant for us as partners to see this transformation that can happen in a short time frame of 1 year.
Out of the 100 young entrepreneurs with brilliant business ideas ranging from education, AI car battery solutions, nutrition, and energy, among others, 94 of them were able to complete the program. According to the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Youth and Arts, the one-year program has prepared these young entrepreneurs so well for scaling up their businesses and making them more sustainable.
So here they have gone through a whole year program of mentorship that tackles or touches in different aspects, from bookkeeping, finance bookkeeping, to the marketing strategies, to the expansion, to the pitching, as we saw the example, etc. So what it means really is, as a young entrepreneur who has a good idea that actually provides a solution to the society, but also how do we as all partners here train you to go into your activities while you understand what you're doing, with also that thought of expansion. They're going to be the good ambassadors of what a person who have been through this program can become or can really scale up their work.
Out of 100 participants, 94 successfully graduated, with 60% developing new or improved products, 90% transforming their business mindset, and an average of 30% increase in their revenue, with the potential of creating at least 200 jobs a year. William Evans, RwandaTV News.
Every journey has a beginning. From nature comes refreshing fruity goodness that keeps you going every day. With every pack complementing life's best moments. Not one, not two, but 5 different fruity flavors. And this journey keeps giving. Introducing Inyandi's new fruity juice flavors, guava and cocktail. Now available at your nearest shop. Always ask for Inyandi.
Nyiri muto arababwiraga data bati ntabwo wagira umukamo mwinshi utunze inka imwe. Ariko nigeze acika intege. Mama akinjira mu bucuruzi hari abamubwiraga bati ntabwo watera imbere udakorera mu iduka rigezweho. Ariko ntibyamusubije inyuma, yakoranaga umwete. Njya muri kaminuza hari abanshidikanyagaho bavuga ko nashobora kaminuza naturuka mu muryango wifashisha. Ariko byarangiye nanditse amateka mashya. Igihe cyo gutera ishema umuryango wanjye kigeze, bamwe bakomeje kumbwira bati ntabwo watera umuryango wawe ibyishimo n'ishema. Ariko narabishoboye. Hari abakekaga ko nasigira umurage ukomeye abankomokaho. Ariko ubu mfite uruganda rutunganya amata. Banki ya Kigali yabaye umufatanyabikorwa wanjye mu rugendo rwose, inzozi zanjye zibimamo. Bigereho.
Welcome back to other stories making headlines on the international scene. Now, French President Emmanuel Macron will name a new prime minister within the next 48 hours. His office has said in the latest effort to chart a path out of the worst political crisis of his presidency. Al Jazeera with the details.
Well, anyone hoping for an end to France's political crisis would be disappointed. Sébastien Lecornu, the outgoing Prime Minister, was tasked by the French President Emmanuel Macron with coming up with a grand plan to try and get the country out of the political turmoil. Well, he appeared on a highly anticipated television show to do an interview, and Lecornu said what was needed was more negotiations and more time. So no grand plan as we can see it. But he did clarify one thing.
I told the President of the Republic that the prospects of dissolution were receding. The situation allows the President to appoint a Prime Minister within the next 48 hours.
Well, Lecornu wasn't giving anything away in terms of who that next Prime Minister might be. He might not even know, but he did say that the French President might himself be involved in some of the talks and negotiations over the next 48 hours. Now, we've been speaking to people here in central Paris trying to find out what they think about all this, whether they feel reassured. And I have to say, most people are just telling us they're just fed up with this ongoing, what they call, political circus.
We're really scared for France. Everything's been going badly for a while, and the fact that Lecornu's government resigned after 14 hours shocked everyone. No one believes in politicians anymore. They're toxic.
Another prime minister in 48 hours? France isn't doing well at all politically, and I think that Macron and his government should do more to listen to the French.
Well, it's hard to know where it's all going. Across the political spectrum, you have parties that are all deeply entrenched in their positions. And there's no tradition of coalition politics in France, and it seems that many politicians are simply not in a very cooperative mood. And on the far right and hard left, you have parties that are calling for new parliamentary elections because they feel they would have a lot to gain. And across the board, there are increasing and growing calls for the French president himself, Emmanuel Macron, to resign. Natasha Butler, Al Jazeera, Paris.
And that Al Jazeera story marks the end of our bulletin. Before we wind up, let's have a recap of our headlines. President Paul Kagame emphasized that cooperation between Europe and Africa should be founded on equal opportunities and deliver sustainable benefits for both continents. Through the Rwanda-Jordan Business Forum, both countries have committed to strengthening cooperation in the investment and trade. On the international scale, French President Emmanuel Macron will name a new prime minister within the next 48 hours. And on that note, we have come to the end of tonight's English News Bulletin. On behalf of the news production team as well as the technical team, thank you for sticking with us on RTV News. My name is Martina Avera, and until next time, have a good night.